the maze that we are all stuck in
Splendid.
right now. Memory's broken. The truth goes unspoken. And guess what? I've even forgotten my fucking name. I'm Irony. I'm your dungeon master, gungeon master, game master, whatever. I'm here to make these idiots dice a roll and then shit their pants. And I'm gonna enjoy doing that. In the meantime, let's go through the round today. We have once again a small round since our good friend Alton is unfortunately very sick. Today
Get
with
well
me are
soon.
get well soon. With me today are Mantir, the one and only, playing Seti, who's dead, but got better.
Oh, okay.
We got Coolstar, also known as Momster, and her little assistant,
Peligro.
Yes.
Peligro. Playing Stacy, who's a dragon and did not have to get better because she's already perfect.
Oh.
Then there's Tyr. Tyr, who's having a midlife crisis and every now and then remembers just how gay he is. We love that for him. We love that for him.
That is too accurate. Oh, I wish the guy playing Tyr was here.
You would feel burned or something.
Yeah.
Tonight, the party returns, presumably one last time to Owago, now covered in a pleasant blanket of snow. The wars down south that they fought against the Order of the Crooked Man have not yet reached this place, as far as they know. And it probably won't come now since, thanks to Tyr and the bomb that he planted, the biggest stronghold is returned to nothing. Tonight we'll find out just how effective they've been and how many loose ends still need to be tied up before they can depart the Blue Forest. With the blue lamp, roll credits. I am such a good dungeon master. Anyway, as a tradition today, I will draw a tarot card for each of my players, and they are going to, as I call them up, they're going to tell me when to stop. And the card they draw will dictate what their quest for today's session will be. Starting now with Mantir / Seti. Now, you know the drill, Mantir. You just say stop whenever you want to.
Yeah, but I feel like you should never stop. It's fine. You're doing so great. Why would you ever stop? Okay, maybe now we'll stop.
Queen of Staves. Inverted. I'm gonna put that aside for now and go move right along to Stacy. Stacy, same as always. If you want, we can draw another card for your little assistant.
Nah, I think it's fine because I think you can't say stop. You can just say like "Rah." And the other one, when he says something or when he mumbles it, sometimes it sounds like
But it's
Oh, you got a
interesting
little
how that
deviant. You got a little deviant.
their
That's fine.
twins, one can't speak and the other one can only speak Bavarian. It's very annoying.
stop. So both
yeah.
can't speak.
Queen of Swords.
Ooh.
Got 2 queens so far. Let me shuffle them up a little bit. Okay, and finally, Tyr, Florian.
Yes.
Say stop whenever you need to.
Stop.
Damn, that was good.
5 of Cups.
5 of Cucks.
Starting with Seti, I'm gonna look up real quick what the Queen of Staves inverted means.
It means I'm dying again.
You get better.
Well, he's still dead, but he is getting better. I'm a little confused by that statement.
If I'm not mistaken, Seti has 2 creature types, humanoid and undead.
Yeah.
Inverted meanings. Egocentrism. Drawing back into yourself. And negative attitude. Seti, today you are challenged by those who would rather focus on themselves instead of moving forward. You have to remind them that there's more to the world than themselves. Going on with 5 of Cups, for our good friend Stacy.
No, Queen of Swords.
I have 5 full cups.
That's right, thank you. Oh, I do without my party and the big potatoes. Eat small potatoes. Right. Queen of Sween. Mm-hmm. Alright. Königin der Schwerter. Independence. Honest communication. Seeking truth. And discipline. Stacy, today you remind people of their duties. Finally found cups for Tyr. Mm-hmm. Loss. Another word that translates to loss in English.
This lost in English.
Is this loss?
It's Kummer, which I think means grief.
Sorrow.
Yeah. Loss, grief, defeat, pain, sorrow, and goodbyes. Today you help somebody part with something very precious to them. Whoa. Whoa.
Too deep.
Whoa.
Alright. I'm happy I don't have to part with anything, damn. Imagine my Birdman going away.
No. Not the Birdman.
He's staying.
It took you, all in all, about 1.5 weeks to return to Waro. You found out that you were two days away from the promised date that the Lord of Change himself gave you, in which he would return and burn the entire thing down. No such thing has happened yet. So it is with hesitant optimism and tired calves that you retreat to the Roadhouse. As your allies retreat to their own business, catching up with their allies and colleagues, and your wounded compatriots Samara and Omni curing themselves at the healer's camp. A dim, pleasant quiet comes upon the town, one not unlike the one you found upon the hut. Though maybe one not quite so straightforward. Can I please have a roll up at the start of the session so we can see who starts? Just roll me a d6.
Just the regular D20. Not D6.
No, D6.
Yeah, I think someone's
Oh.
starting.
I'm sorry, I got no feedback from pressing the buttons on a dice roller, and I was like, oh, surely this didn't do anything.
No, I think a 22 wins. I mean,
I'll roll again, give me a sec.
no, your first roll was a 4. I mean, it's fine.
Okay, I think
Oh, there it is.
my rolls do not go over to roll 20. Yes, I rolled
Holsty is googling how to
Okay.
how to cheat it.
in.
So you can also roll in the d20 in the roll.
Yeah, I
20 chart,
know.
You can also roll a physical die. We've got 4. We got 5 for Seti, 4 for Tyr, and 3 for Stacy, which means Seti, you're the first to wake up on this precarious Wednesday morning, finding some of the few daylight hours in this town. As you make your way inside.
Making my way inside.
What does Seti do today?
Didn't really have anything planned to do today, except like getting ready for the worst, but the worst has not come. So
You
I think
asked
the
for 2
first
days
thing I'll
off.
do is go, 2 days off, but like there's no signs yet of anything happening. I think I'm going to go check in on the little egg. As a first
You-
order of business.
Staying at the
Well, the
roadhouse,
hatched egg.
Stay, staying at the roadhouse, you seek out the innkeeper's daughter, Nubla, as soon as I can find the handout. Gimme, 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 gimme. Where is she?
Man after midnight.
You find Nubla playing with a now considerably larger small river drake, which gives a loud chirping sound as you approach. Something like brrrp. Ah, you're big. The little one has been missing you, though I've taught him a few tricks. You will be impressed.
I am already impressed by their sheer size.
Yeah.
Why wait so long?
No. He eats like a king. And be honest with you, he shits like one too. I have to clean up after him all the time. But father says it's good for me learning responsibility, so suppose that everything's bad. Just you
I
wait.
hope
One of
you
these
don't-
days I'm gonna be the mayor of this town. And everyone will be shoveling shit. You can see I'm a passerby looking suspiciously over at you two before carrying on a little faster.
In that case, probably the town will be in okay hands.
Okay, hands is what I'll take. Anyway, anything that me and this little guy can do for you?
Maybe, but only if you have the time. I just wanted to make sure both of you were fine.
He climbs on top of her head and gives a victorious screech. Yeah, we have time.
It might be a bit of a rude question, but I have to ask it just for a frame of reference. How old are you again?
She tells you her age. You find it quite ordinary.
I mean, I'll ask because with the whole things that's been happening, I've been thinking about how life must, but I don't know how life was here and with the tree and the protection of the druid. So I was wondering if you're the correct person who could tell me how life has been here.
Yeah, sure. What do you want to know? She says as she wrangles with the wyvern. I'll tell you anything.
Do you feel that if things were to go back to the way they were, that would be good or not?
I have to be a little bit more specific. Do I want the tree back? Yeah. It keeps a bunch of the assholes out. Do I want to go back to being isolated and ignored by the outside world? It's kind of tough being a Wagovian, you know? People only come here for the lumber and then they're on the move again. Town's been shrinking for generations.
And the tree is not part of that, probably.
Now here's the thing. Without the tree, the town will not survive very long, unless, of course, we keep having support from the Royal Guard. They've been a real boon, you know. Despite everything, we actually appreciate the outsiders, especially the friendly ones.
Okay. I'm just wondering as well how much issues the Black Circus have been throughout your life.
I used to play with this friend of mine. He was a cat folk. His name was Tim. I haven't seen Tim in a long while. Last time he went out was with his father. He was a caravaneer. I could hear his father scream that night. I had to sleep in Mom's bed. She looked sadly for a while, and then the wyvern starts viciously licking her face. No, stop! Ah! There are many of the stories. I mean, you heard of Gum, Mug's son? You brought him back, sure, but like, there's many teenagers that go missing. Not just teenagers, old people, young people, ancient people. People who have been here for generations and people who have just moved in. the circus doesn't, pick favorites. They just pick people.
You'd rather see them gone than I can imagine.
I think. Yeah, you're right. Though granted, not as much as I'd like to see the order gone.
I guess first things first.
Worst things
Just
first.
have to make sure
Sagely.
that you're all safe.
She nods sagely, and so does the wyvern, not quite understanding what the gesture means. Give me a nature check.
Alright. Hooray. Oh, okay, good roll. 19.
Seeing the creature nod, you realize the intelligence of wyverns, especially river drakes, have been compared to those of marine mammals such as dolphins or seals or something. You can teach them tricks, you can even teach them, they even recognize faces across decades and decades. Though they're mostly solitary creatures. They only come together during mating season. Though it's been known that in ancient times, the old empire out of Mistelva actually rode wyverns into battle, and they coupled them up for life with their respective soldiers. You have the idea that if Nubla ever does become mayor, she's gonna have a fearsome bodyguard on her side.
If anything happens, keep each other safe, will you?
She hugs the creature and it gives a little squeeze. I've actually decided on a name.
Ooh, do tell.
See, Mum's been really into those fairy tales of old. She called him Colby because that's supposed to be like a water spirit or something. Now, he's definitely wet, but he doesn't look very spirited to me. He's mostly motivated by food and pets, but what can you do? Colby sticks out a tongue at you.
We were all motivated by simple things when we were young. Sometime I wish I could be motivated by food and rubs again.
You actually hear Colby speak now. He says, "Again."
Was that his first word?
No. His first word was pudding. Pudding.
Good.
You start saying pudding a couple more times and you get the idea that it is about feeding time as you make yourself on your way. Moving on to Tyr. You're the second to wake up. A few muscles have been pulled, your calves are busted, but nonetheless, you do your morning exercise as you have been, and it's already been paying off. Naturally, being a little short on food for the past 1.5 weeks has contributed in your overall figure shaping. You know that Rendari, first thing when you arrived in Wago, went back to the fort to check back in on things, though she allowed you a little bit more respite back in the roadhouse. You arrive, you wake up alone, though comfortably. As soon as you make your way out of the washing house, you find the town yours for the taking.
Oh. Wonder where the Birdman went. Anyways. Must be good being able to fly. My calves are fucked. Anyways. I really don't see what else I could be doing in the town. But I really want to talk to Rendari, honestly. My go-to character at the moment. Also, I can't find the Birdman again. This would be my only respite. So I chose to go to the fort.
Not being able to find Kustian, but making out to visit him later, you make your way across town, up the hill, and into Fort Wago. You find the guardsman nodding to you, waving at you, and saying, "Oi, Northgate, you're still alive, you bastard!" Make your way inside. Finding the mood altogether quite warm. There had been a small attempt by the order of the Crooked Man to attack the town, and it had been repelled. They even made a prisoner. Just the one there. You pick all that up from the scuttlebutt of the soldiers as you make your way to the inner stronghold and seek out the war room. You found Rendari there discussing with some of her sergeants, some artificers, and one of the druids. In heated conversation about what should be done with the town, and more specifically, what should be done when the business of the god is concluded and they need to move on. There have been some guards, you get the impression, that would rather stay in Wargo and help rebuild, help reinforce it. There's even been some rumors that the king wants to include this town into the kingdom, or that the prince wants to include this town under the protection of the kingdom.
Lieutenant, I raised my hand
Citizen.
to my forehead. That's you no.
Hang on, let me find out.
I guess that's fair enough. How are you faring?
You want the honest answer or the political answer?
Do I look like a political guy to you?
Alright, folks, get out of here. I've got pawn masters, guys. And grumbling, every single advisor leaves, except one drow druid who gives you a double-eyed wink. Might just be a blink, you're not sure, but he leaves anyway.
Is it simultaneous blinking or just like one eye and then the other?
You are too distracted by his cheekbones to notice.
Ah! Damn his cheekbones.
What are you staring at the druid for? What's up?
Nothing much. Well, first of all, you haven't answered my question yet. You sent all of these people away. I'm waiting for an honest answer.
She takes her helmet off and puts it on the war table. Sighs deeply and says, "Surprisingly, it's fine. It's all good. It's perfectly normal."
Excellent.
No, it's not. You think I can't tell what this is? It's a false flag. They only want us to let our guard down, because I know for
What
a
you
fact that there's still cronies out there, Crooked Order members, the Black Circus prowling around the woods waiting for us to let our guard down. And that's exactly the opposite of what I plan to do.
So that's what you got from that one prisoner you managed to retain?
More about that later, but I need to have a prisoner to know that the real assault is still coming. We still haven't dealt with the Black Circus. You know that as much as I do. I saw how many creatures they had out there. Ugh.
I'm
No, I'm
surprised
not-
they started a mini attack at all, considering their real attack wasn't supposed to be for 2 more days.
They were just testing the water, I presume. I'm not sure. But you saw what I saw. The weird celestial creatures, the twisted angels, the magical chains coming out of the sky. This battle goes beyond flesh and steel. You know this, don't
much
you?
was obvious. Of course. I mean, there's still this dark entity floating over that other place. I'm sorry, I forgot the name.
The obsidian shard.
Some sort of crystal?
It's actually disappeared. I was surprised too, but when the storm cleared, it wasn't there anymore.
Oh,
A little bit of a retcon. I think we established a couple sessions ago that the night you left the town, it had already disappeared.
oh, sorry. I in character, I just
You know what? I don't
I'm-
remember
I'm a
either.
man.
I think you might be right. I think you might be right to ask. Anyway, yes. 2 days. 2 days, and we'll find out if all this setup actually leads to a punchline or not. I somehow think the humor isn't gonna be for me.
I think the humor is gonna be exactly. You're like
Exactly.
made for the punchline.
As long as you're the one who
So
gets
what's-
punched, she punches you on the shoulder.
I do not move. Not even an inch.
Oh, fuck. Northgate, you been working out?
I've been depriving myself of worldly pleasures. I've been depriving myself of brain cells as well, it seems.
I mean, you're still smarter than most of my men. Which is not a compliment, but anyway. You should
I
see
mean,
the prisoner.
I heard a bunch of them are either defecting or just waiting for the job offer of as soon as this town gets incorporated, just staying here.
Job
What's
offer's
that all
a
about?
nice word. Can you imagine? These people are more patriotic for this little shit town than they've ever been for our shit town. You're not entirely sure if she's being sarcastic or not.
I've never been one for big city life, you know that.
Yeah. Gets cagey sometimes. Be good to travel the world again, but suppose my sense of duty is just too strong. She gives you a sly look. That being said, you're right. This is a serious issue, and we are going to have to address it. But for now, I'm in charge, and for now, we still have 2 days before the order is supposed to attack. However, they're going to do that.
So, what do you need from us? What can we prepare?
She looks into the middle distance. I want you to see the prisoner. After that, we can make decisions. She takes you down to the dungeons that you've already been to. The prisoners that have been in there before have since either been released or starved to death, either way their cells empty. Only one cell is occupied now. Inside, you're not entirely sure you're even seeing a mortal creature. You see a hulking woman, a dragonborn, silver scales, tousled hair, one arm. They place her on a chair, but it is an awkward suit since she can't sit properly. She does her best to stay dignified, though her eyes are clearly empty. Now here's the fucked up part, even though this isn't, great. She's mute. Ritual mutilation back when the Order still did that. I assume that's also where her limbs went. The creature
Do we
looks
have
up at
anybody
you.
that signs?
My sound is a little broken, but that's what I had the druid in for. What he's been telling us isn't exactly reassuring.
And what has that been so far?
Well, apparently since she arrived here, that was about a week ago, she's just been counting down.
Right. I turn to the
Talking about-
prisoner.
She addresses you and immediately feels taken aback by the sheer power behind her bright silver eyes. She eyes you with curiosity and something else that you can't place.
What's your name?
She signs.
I look at Rendari.
Her order name, Justice.
How political.
Hang on, I'll get the druid. The druid comes along and bows to you once again. You don't notice his face for his cheekbones, but he smiles nonetheless. Any other questions you'd like to ask her?
It's difficult to think of one. I try to. So in game. Sorry, I'm thinking about what I'm saying. I should just shut up for a second. I'm not saying any of this in game.
You're thinking it.
I'm sure you won't be willing to tell us anything. So, on your own, what are you gonna do in this cell? You've been counting down, I heard.
A couple signs are
What for?
exchanged, and there are a couple signs she makes with her one hand. A little slower than she would with both, but the druid continues. Your demise is as assured as it is ridiculous. Your body is an insult to his grace, and if she had a voice, she would be laughing in your face. I'm very
Oh.
sorry.
No. Either this creature can't decide if it has truly lost all faith or if this is the strongest moment of its faith ever. And honestly, looking at you and looking at the situation we're in, I can't tell.
Hang on, let me find
But
something.
let me assure you of this. There has never been a stronger resistance to your master than there is now. And you do not stand a chance against what we have here. And this might not matter to you. Maybe you can't even communicate with your master, and you're just sitting here waiting for your death in solitude, knowing, sensing that maybe you might win. In your case, probably assured that you will win. But I don't care. And you cannot intimidate us.
She looks you straight in the eye. Tyr, please give me a charisma saving throw, DC 30.
I knew it.
You can do it.
I
Nat
should never
20.
have done this. I have inspiration, so I will roll twice. I need to roll immediately, right?
I'll tell you what, if you get a critical success, that's gonna be a success.
Can I roll with...
You should have more than one inspiration too, so if you want to cheese it, you can cheese
Okay.
it.
I'm just gonna roll 2 in a row, because I don't know how to do this with the dice.
Yeah, of course.
Oof. Oh, damn it!
Flash, sweat, smoke in your nose, fire in your eyes, your skin is on fire, your bones are melting. Screams of 100 dead in your ears. You see it now. You think yourself a fool that you didn't see it before, but the same fury behind those silver eyes is the same fury that you saw in the big eye in the sky when the Faesong burned down. And a voice. Not hard and crass like that of Ilmar, but cool and calculating. That the voice of a killer saying, "You are pathetic." You tumble to the ground for a moment as the druid comes to your aid, and Rendari gasps, calling for more guards. But you are fine. In a moment, you've all but forgotten your pain. But the memory will stay, and those silver eyes that have bored into your soul. Stacy, you wake up last on this cursed Wednesday, and you found the town peaceful, though you can feel that the arcane energies around are all abuzz. The complacent smell of pine needle is replaced with coffee and cinnamon and, oddly enough, iron. What do you want to do?
With a cinnamon roll in Stacy's hand, she's checking out the dying Faesong, and yeah, she kind of wants to like prepare the area.
You come upon the druids, each of them bowing to you in deep reverence for a reason you can't altogether put your finger on. Finally, the three druids you've probably been looking for. You find Philo, who's been taking over as the chief caretaker of the Dying Fae Song, as well as Ashling and the strange creature who referred to himself as Weird and Druckus. Philo turns to you first, saying, "Ah, Stacy. Very good, very good. I trust your journey back and your night here at the inn was satisfactory. We have things as control as we might, though, well, you see for yourself." You can see that the vibrant purple hue of the Faesong's bark has since turned a dull grey color. Any life that was inside it now is slowly returning to the earth, borrowed only for a short time, cosmically spoken. Though the druids are doing their best, as you can tell. Ashling turns to you as well, only nodding and smiling, and Druckus makes what you think is a greeting, though you don't understand his dialect at all.
Munching on the cinnamon roll, Stacy checks the earth, like if it's already like fluffed out.
Yes, absolutely. Please either give me a Arcana or Nature check.
Let's see, Arcana would be +4. What do I have for nature? Also +4. Okay, it doesn't matter. Let's see. Uh-oh. It's mid.
It's pretty mid. You get a fuzzy image of the arcane veins coming through the air into the ground, burrowing ever deeper and deeper, and where once the tree had been a nexus of energy, now it had become kind of a bubble of not quite nothingness, something more than emptiness, surely, though nothing compared to what it was before. It saddens you to think that this was once a very powerful place, and now it had been reduced to this. A vessel, you realize soon enough. A plot for something new. Or a slot for something new.
I guess since everything is like already prepared and I don't want to rush forward to like just simply plant the seed, I'd like to then further go to the community center and check on the current weirdess, the daughter.
Before you do, Weird and Druckus turns to you one last time. His branch-filled eye socket somehow turning to you with some sort of recognition, as he says, "Stay. Dragon, yes."
Stacy nods and says in Draconic, "Yes, I am."
In Draconic, he returns to you. "Dark times are approaching, but also light. You have seen it, haven't you?"
Stacy tilts her head and goes like, "Light? Like Northern Lights?"
"Oh, no, not just the Northern Lights. Not in this part of the country. No.
Don't.
The hut. It appeared to me once. Ashling made the references. I am no fool. This forest was my home long ago, though it looked very different. Dark and light, they must balance out."
Stacy keeps that in mind and thanks Weirdest Druckus for the reminder that we always need balance.
You've never seen him bow to anyone, though he bows to you as you leave. You make your way up now to the community center. Going past all the public workers, the Wagovians who recognize you, some don't, you come into the office of the mayor, currently in session of some kind of public debate. Not entirely sure what's going on, though you recognize the voices. Marty, Lefave, and the bald man Renalan. Du-du-du, du-du-du. From what you can tell, they're talking about just the thing you just visited, the tree. Also specifically, that the person who had been in the best position to cure it is still gone without a trace. Maquela, Marty's mother. You're asking a lot, considering we don't know what's going to happen if anyone but my mother communicates with the tree. But we have to try, don't we?
I think we've all quite exhausted this part of discussion, I think. It may be time to hear someone else's perspective. Someone like Stacy.
And as he says Stacy, you come inside the room.
And also Stacy chokes on her cinnamon bun.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you right?
He claps on your back, it comes out immediately.
Amazing. I love that for us. Yeah, well, how should I put it? Like, the tree is gone, the current one. Yeah, we have to replant it. And I have one option for a replacement. And Stacy procures her seed of, oh damn, how have we called it? Where are my notes?
I think it's the jackal tree seed.
Yeah, the jackal tree seed.
You pluck out this strange, thorny, jackal-eared, almost, seed from your bag, which seems to consider your compatriots as much as they consider it. Lefave especially looks intrigued, Marty looks horrified, and Renalan looks confused.
Right. And that's your tree right there?
It doesn't look like much at all, and again, the weirdess of the town still isn't returned. We can't possibly make that decision without her. Lefave, I think we might not get a choice. I've talked with Omni and... Oh, stop me with Omni. All they've done since they returned is lie around and lie. You take a little bit of umbrage at this, but you yourself have been talking with Omni a long time. They have been very vocal about what they found at the Catawba Pass. They do know that they did locate Marty's mother. And then, in a cruel twist of fate, it wasn't Maquella that returned with them, but love. The person, not the concept.
Yeah, love bites. I'd like to kind of stop my part in here because I really like to have Sossetti at this scene as well because I think it's important.
We can just have it so that Seti stumbles into the community center at this moment.
Good.
Seti, is that something you would do?
Yep. Like I think I said, yeah, I don't really have aim, so I'm scrolling around town, and then any sense of commotion would be something that I would be attracted to.
You have some idea that there might be some commotion going on at the community center, but maybe it's just your intuition telling you that your friend is in a little bit of a pickle. Renalan turns to you and says,
Well, suppose we can't make this decision with Seti present here. If only he came right through that door.
he says as Seti bumps into you, not noticing you beforehand.
I'm holding a bratwurst in the meantime. It's like, I thought I could get a drink here.
Well, yes, you can.
Marty says, okay, before anyone here gets any more coffee, anyone here gets any more coffee or glue wine, we have the fate of my town is at stake. We can't simply make a decision on the fly. The whole town will have to be involved. The druids, the guard, if they're gonna stay around.
Then Madi, it's time you step up as the mayor in question, since your mother is not here, and you have to assemble this so we can have this round table.
As an outsider, we can, or as outsiders, we cannot make this decision for you. We can, however, provide you with solutions or options, and I procure my seed of chaos.
You prepare your own seed. The fragrant, leathery little thing, looking like a snake scoot, but also like a pine cone at the same time. This time it is Mari who looks confused, Renan who looks intrigued, and Lefebvre who looks altogether pleased. So, we've definitely got a seed. What we need now is a weird. Somebody has to connect to the seed, or its magic isn't gonna work.
Well, well, well. I think I have just the idea.
As per usual, Bloodwood doesn't introduce himself, nor does he knock, nor does he come anyway. He simply appears. He's currently sitting on the desk, chewing on what appears to be an apple.
Ah. Friends, why so dour?
You can see that Marty is horrified, looking mouth agape at this strange goat man.
I volunteer.
He steps beside Madi and keeps her at bay.
I volunteer. I'll get weird.
You will not. This brings into another argument, as Marty, who has lived for most of her life under the proverbial boot of the Black Circus, simply does not see this person, this creature, becoming more or less the leader of the town. The Bloodwood explains in vague, though still strangely specific terms, that he is not of the circus, though he was once part of the circus. He is something new, and if the party succeeds, that is, you guys, if they succeed at the goal, then soon they won't have to worry about the circus at all. This he vows. Renalan is the first to pop up and says,
I trust him.
Lefebvre turns to you, Seti, with a questioning, with an eyebrow crooked, and Marty is currently trying to get the guy to kick Bloodwood out of here. Bloodwood turns to you guys and says,
Well, looks to me like the choice is simple. The devil you know.
He halts at that. It disappears. Tyr, you are currently being served a coffee. Somebody put a blanket over your head, and Rendari is trying very hard to talk some sense to you. Come on, wake up. What happened back there, Tyr? It's like you were shot by a crossbow bolt.
Certainly felt like it. I have never felt this before. I mean, there's no real confidence there. I'm just talking out my ass, as always. But usually that intimidates people.
Yeah.
Something, what they did, it got into my head. I felt this overwhelming negative emotion of loss and defeat. I can't explain it more than that.
Some of the guardsmen described something similar, though none of them had the same effect as you. That being said, I don't think anyone ever made direct eye contact with the woman. She usually looks away. Strange things are happening. Well,
I'm sure it was just a mind trick. I can't imagine that there was more to it. They got caught after all, so how strong could this one be?
I have to show you something else. She takes you off to the armory, where, along a couple of weapons, they stored 3 peculiar items. An arm and 2 legs, both forged from metal, both intricately carved, covered in runes.
Carved out of metal? Sorry.
I didn't say that.
You did say carved and that they were out of metal.
They were forged from metal and then they were carved. Listen,
By a
you little
Vulcan.
shit. Anyway, you look at the prosthetics that once belonged to the prisoner. You find that they look quite like the plate armor that some of the Crusaders were wearing down in Fort Reunion, but somehow older, more dinged up, but also a lot more durable. She simply took off her arm and then handed herself in. No pun intended. I don't know. Something is
You're telling
fishy
me you
there.
didn't capture this woman. She just sort of gave up after you defeated the rest of them.
Yeah, she came in with a small retinue. The retinue went down like nothing, but they didn't say anything either. There was no spirit in them. It's a thing. I know sometimes they revive their soldiers, but the healer said that they had been dead for days when they arrived at the gates, and something was still animating them. She just stood back and watched the slaughter, and when she had seen enough, she stepped up to the gates, took off her arm and threw it at the gate. That was that.
Sorry, taking notes. 1 second. So, remind me why you're still keeping her in the fort.
Where else would we keep her?
Literally anywhere else. This is something much worse than a false flag operation. They planted something in the fort, and it will give them an advantage. You saw what she did to me with no effort at all. She just looked at me. She clearly wants to be captured. So why did we do that?
She gives some hand signals to a nearby guard. I should have seen it. Like it or not, but in making you shit your pants right there, I think she played her card. She played her hand prematurely.
I hope it wasn't a kind of... Well, I obviously was hoping to, provoke her, but I also hope it wasn't a double play. I hope her plan wasn't to get ejected from the castle again, which would be crazy. But I'm just saying, getting into the fort was probably the plan. And I don't know how much she has already gathered.
I'll think of where to put her in the meantime. But tonight we'll have another meeting at the community center. There's still a couple decisions to be made, and next week the Ludovica is set to arrive here. You remember that the Ludovica was the ship they sent after the Ariane Way, the ship that you arrived on, to lend support but also relieve some of the guards stationed here, and supposedly to deliver a very special missive from the prince himself. You make your way out of the fort as you see the guards hesitantly scrambling down into the dungeons to move the prisoner. You make your way down the hill and come by the healer's camp. When you see Odette and Diem waving you over. Ah! Northgate! What's the matter with you? You look like somebody chucked a spear at you.
Yes, spiritual spear. We all heard the thing. Very good, very funny.
What? What are you talking about, man?
Hey, don't play dumb with me. Okay, look.
She's not shadow
I may have gotten like a little carried away during an interrogation, and they did some mind tricks on me, and I might have collapsed and fainted. But I definitely didn't piss myself. And if Rendari already said that, that's not true at all.
Gim gives a little sniff, and Odette turns to you and says, "No, if they've done mind magic to you, I have some herbs that can alleviate the stress. You look like somebody who could use a little relaxation."
Huh. I have a community center meeting to attend to, but maybe after that. Sure.
Well, there's something else we'd like your assistance in. It's your two friends, you see. Particularly the angelic looking one, Omni. They've been,
Oh.
as you know, they've been in a coma for the past 3 weeks, but they finally spoke again.
What did they say?
They lead you into a hut. They both of them lead you into a hut where you see Omni, vastly changed, lying on a stretcher. They're turning you with pale golden eyes. You can see now that their hair has turned from a dark black to a dirty white of sorts. Still streaks of black throughout. Still patches of black on the obsidian on the mortal skin, but instead of a dark, dingy obsidian, it's now a radiant, more smoke quartz color. They turn to you weakly, but with a smile, and they say, "There, you beautiful bastard. Oh, I've longed to see your face. Anyone's really. Odette and you might find, but they're not great conversationalists." Oh, what was that? Nothing. Dear. It's getting dire out there. Oh gosh, did somebody do mind tricks on you? You look terrible.
Yes, yes. But please, you're awake. What have you seen?
I spoke with my mother, if you can believe it.
I mean, that's the only way to do it, I guess, to be in the celestial kind of realm. Tyr, by the way, Tyr does not understand how any of this works. He just imagines that there's either Earth or the celestial realm where he imagines Vulcan lives.
Mother Moon, Selen. She didn't say much, but she told me one thing. I suppose I'm kind of doing the same thing to you now when I say that darkness is coming. Great, terrible darkness, and after that, a dawn that will break the earth, that will burn it to the ground. Unless specific steps are taken. I don't have much strength in me. I have to leave this plane soon. In accepting that I am no longer mortal, I have no place on this earth, for no gods may walk upon it. And I shall take my place next to my divine mother and do all that stuff. But you also have some divine work to do.
And that is?
Kick Ilmar's butt, obviously. The prisoner in Fort Wago. You identified the threat correctly, though. Only its matter, not its manner. More terrors are to come, but the image is vague. Be prepared.
All right. Thank you.
Alright. And once Yamara inevitably wakes up, tell him 2 things.
Tyr whips out a pen and paper.
First off, you snore.
Okay. In
Second
big
off-
lettering on the the letter.
Please forgive me. That's it.
I will let them know.
Thanks. I'm gonna do some more sleeping. I will appear to you again when the time is right, and then I will disappear forever.
I trust that
until
your
then-
judgment about the right time is good.
Oh, it's super good. You
Right.
fall asleep peacefully. You make your way now to the community center. Seti and Stacy, before Tia arrives, you're just sitting there, coffees in hand or whatever you have, and snow is gently falling around you as you have blankets about you. Seti, is Lefave present for this?
I would imagine so, yes. If they're not, I want them to be.
Right. What I'm trying to say is this is the last chance where Stacy and you can talk about what to do with the seeds.
Oh. Then, yeah, I'll... Seti would want Lefave to be there, but it is at Stacy's discretion.
Okay, Stacy, is Lefave there? Hey, Stace.
Is Stacy there?
My mic was up there and I was already talking, and I think it would be fine to have Lefave there.
Seti and Stacy, you sit on the steps of the community center, looking out over the community gardens. Now, pleasantly covered in snow, with the snow falling around you, your shoulders covered in blankets. Lefave just left to get some more coffee, as the two of you are sitting next to each other, empty cups in hand. As you look out over the gardens, what are you talking about?
Has one of us spoken at this point to each other? I'm not sure.
We can just start. So Stacy is like, so Seti, please tell me again what you know about the two seats we have. I think we should not be like two opposing options at this point, since the town seems so torn apart.
Well, I think I know nothing about your seed, where it comes from specifically, how it works. And I don't know a lot more about mine either. I know it was given to me in a sort of dream-like state by Mershok, one of my gods, the big padre of my community, which I think means it's part snake, part demon. So I have no idea how it works. I just know that it's symbolic of chaos.
Well, my seed comes from more or less me or putting to death a good friend of mine. And it's coming from a druidic ritual, I guess. I think it should not be from Ashling's Witcher Witcher side. And so it should honor Mother Gaia.
The thing I keep wondering about this place, but I am not from here, so been trying to gather an answer is if we go that route, the Mother Gaia route, things are going, I presume, back to the way they were. And I'm wondering if this place doesn't need a new direction, maybe, to go in. People seem to have been hurt and terrorized by the state of things here with the circus forest. I'm not blaming a druid in any way of that, but I keep wondering if what the circus has been doing is just been part of some out there conflicted sense of balance. And I think that this seed is throwing that balance that seems to be hurting the humans in the middle out of the window and trying a fresh new direction. of which we have no idea what it will be like. Just different.
Both give me an insight check.
Have you said both or just Seti?
Both of you.
Both, okay.
Yeah. Okay, no. I'm using an inspiration.
Holy! Mm.
Yeah, no, the dice aren't having it. No.
Somebody is
Stacy.
just like looking off into the distance, crossing their eyes, and Stacy is just there, like, my God.
Clarity.
Stacey, it becomes obvious to you immediately that what Steady is saying is true. You have two options ahead of you. One, you go back to the way things were. However, things change along the trajectory they were already on before when you arrived here. Whatever improvement will come will have to come at a great price and with a lot of work over a long time. As for Seti's state of chaos, change will be immediate, it will be drastic, and it will be unpredictable. But it will be a restart. A carte blanche, a tabula rasa, if you will. It is also much like Bradwood said, the devil you know, or the devil you don't. Will you let this town try to struggle on in its old squalor, but maybe leave it some allies so that it can grow to something else? Or will you press the big reset button and let it struggle with new problems, but maybe leave behind some old ones? In other words, you risk things never getting better, or things getting much worse. And the choice can only be made by you. And it will have to be made soon.
Stacy sighs and she goes like, I'm not too familiar with the whole magic surrounding trees, and since everyone is kind of concerned that Miquella is not here, who normally should connect themselves with the tree, I think the safest bet or a way forward to is ask Druckus what he thinks what might come out of both seats, and then present it to the town and say, well, we either get like complete new start, or we stay in the current path.
Seti and
But,
Stacy,
yeah.
3 people are gonna come visit you now. They're gonna each be there consecutively. They're not gonna take up any overlapping time. Question is, what order will they come in? You will be visited by Druckus, Blackwood, and Lefave. Each of them are gonna have a different input into this problem. Each of them are gonna have a different perspective. And you get to choose what order they come in for now. So, who will come first?
I think my choice would be Lefave, Blightwood, and then Druckus at last, because like for Stacy, it kind of depends what Druckus would deem possible. If Druckus says no, he does not feel like doing one or the other, then Stacy would only present like the one solution which Druckus would be capable of.
Seti, what do you think?
I think I agree.
You hear a yelp and then as you realize somebody has spilled some coffee over herself, and without much hesitation, Lefave sits down next to you, quickly hands over your 2 cups to you, and quickly tries to cool herself down. This shit is hot. Why didn't you warn me? Hey, Peligro, you're making strange noises. Your hamster on your shoulder just squawked for some reason.
I'm sorry. My hands tend to get cold often. I didn't realize.
That's fine. Hey. That stuff is very bitter. I don't know how you can drink it, but suppose you have a reptile's tongue and well, you obviously as well. She nods at you, Stacy.
Stacy grins.
What are you two talking about here anyway?
You know, the regular where to plant seeds.
Yeah. Still thinking about those damn seeds, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the way I see it, the way I see it, whichever decision you're gonna make is gonna be good. Because the way things are right now, they're pretty fucking terrible. But you don't need me to tell you that, obviously. So what were you guys thinking? Any preferences?
I am gonna be honest and frank about it. I think I've been mostly thinking about you in all of this. And I feel like there's been... You know the reasons better than I do, but something about this place that drove you away in the first sense, and that
Well, wasn't-
keeps me worried continuously about the choice.
Well, it wasn't much by choice, and I still don't quite know why I disappeared. I just know that the Order picked me up when I needed them most. They tend to do the same thing with the town, though. Their tone has much changed. She looks bitter at this. But I think keeping things going as they were before, the guards staying here, and the Order of the Crooked Man staying far outside the city, far outside the town limits, that's the best bet. Keep it structured, because that way we can control it. No offense to you and your seed, darling. She nods at you.
Stacy contemplates and goes like, so you think like it's for right now more handable to deal with the situation with a kind of clear path forward. So like when we use the jackal tree seed, we would definitely know what should be done, whereas if we use the chaos seed, we only know that we will use it and something will happen.
Correct. And Murshok isn't one who likes to be predicted. He likes to keep them guessing. I mean, look at Seti. He died.
Well, that technically isn't Murshok's doing, that's more...
Yes, exactly. You're still
Quick,
with us here.
Quick
Yeah.
out of character. I think right until now, Stacy did not know that Seti died, right?
Oh,
You very much saw him turn to ash.
Oh, okay. I was confused right there for a second. Good, then please just go on. Nothing happened.
I mean, me dying, that's more a victim that caught Murshok off guard as well.
Wow. If I'm
I
making
will
sense
wait. I said
correctly.
Mick, is it...
Vic.
What's the Dark Mage's name again, damn it?
Vic.
Mick,
Vico.
Fico, yeah.
Well,
I
then-
think that's why Murshok is interested in me now, because I'm as unpredictable as he likes them.
Maybe. As I understand it, Archmage Romar was he was on a list, as it were. They were suspected of, if not being a demon worshipper, then maybe even being a demon. Demons love chaos. And I've been doing some digging, and I found demon lords often favoring their followers by giving them such a seed of chaos. And planting one such seed can lead to both ruin and prosperity in equal measure, sometimes at once, often consecutively. It's a risk every time, and I'm not entirely sure this town can take any more risks. I think I'm gonna get myself another coffee. Be right back. She walks off. As the two of you look at each other and think about what she said, you look up at the what you call it? You look out over the like gazebo roof ahead, above and behind you. You can hear a simple clip clop sound as you see Blightwood sitting above you, clicking his hooves together.
Ah. Philosophical questions are my favorite subject matter on such evenings. The snow really gives one time to think, doesn't it? Not much else to do when you're stuck inside. Though, I'll be honest, the cold never bothered me much anyway.
Stacy just chuckles and goes like, well, the cold doesn't bother me for quite a while now.
Yes, indeed. We're blessed in that way, though. I hope you never come upon a hot summer's day. I dare say I would melt. Now, I know you didn't ask me, and I usually don't care if you ask me anyway, so I'm just going to tell you. Plant the seed of chaos. This town can't possibly get any worse than it already is. In fact, it only stands to profit. Break things apart, put them back together, and maybe the person who will come out on top will be worthy of the cause.
And that cause happens to be your new circus or whatever you're working on.
Oh, you have no idea. Come visit me at the cemetery before you're done. I'll show you. Evidently, this town has suffered plenty already. So has the Black Circus. It's been under ineffective leadership for, well, as long as it has existed. I mean to shape it into something more productive. I'd do the same with this town, though, regardless of what seed you choose. With me as weird, I decide what happens and what doesn't. I might not be able to control the chaos, but I can guide it into a structured, good form. I can make suffering a memory of the past. Potentially.
Enlighten me, Blightwood. How would you guide chaos?
The same way I've been guiding it up until this point. He jumps down from the roof, landing expertly between the both of you, and gestures dramatically with one arm out across the garden. You see 100 little faces looking back at you, behind the hedges, between the planters, behind the trees. Curious black-eyed faces looking at you, smiling, hesitantly watching you. The circus is in fracture. Chaos has become my ally now, and I'm using it, wielding it, to stop suffering. While these good boys and girls and other creatures are following me, they can't harm the good townies of this beautiful little town. If we were to join forces, if we were to erase the line between man and monster, there would be peace at last.
And if
It
we were
wouldn't
to
hurt.
choose, oh sorry,
It's okay, go.
if we were to choose your side, if we were to choose something else than chaos, is then that a threat, or are you still going to move forward the way you're going.
Yes, but it will be, well, a great pain in my ass. I could make things much easier for everyone, not just myself. I believe that is what the original purpose of the circus was supposed to be, before it turned into what it is now. And though I am loath to say the whole truth, I will indulge you just this once. I want things to be better. I want to do something. I can't die, but I can't live like this either.
He takes up his mask once again, and you see once again his sad, tortured face, gashing scar across his nose. He looks at you and says, "You wouldn't want this either."
But yes, if you are to choose the Jackal Seed, then I will still go ahead with my plan. It will take me a great deal longer, but I will succeed, as I inevitably do. And once I do, then this town can either join me or not. I know will definitely join me if you choose the Chaos Seed, because then I will be the only one who will be able to control the chaos. As for that, we still have other options. I'm sure Jokers would be happy to jump back in as the weirdo of this town. He's been a little stiff for the past 1,000 years. This would do him some good. As for you little friends, you won't see most of it, unfortunately. Your story in this town ends then, and you move on to greater challenges. I've seen it. I know it to be true. I have a new friend who tells me such things. I'd love to introduce you sometime. As for me and my house, we bow to whichever decision you make. Until such time.
Well, funny that you mentioned Druckers. Would you two get along?
Before he disappears, as you see all the turkeys in the garden disappearing in puffs of smoke, turns to you one last time and puts on his mask.
I trust him as far as I can throw him.
Puff, and he's gone. Finally, a strange shambling creature approaches you. Instead of being spooked, you recognize him. The strange man who introduced himself as Druckus. He tries to hail you in the common tongue at first, but then switches back to Draconic and says,
Yeah. Consider what I've said, have you?
Dark and light. Yes. Yes. How would chaos play into dark and light?
Suppose you have a pond. Air on one side, water on the other. Throw a stone inside. See the splash? That is chaos. For a while you can't tell the water from the air because they're submerged inside of each other, mixed with each other. But they always settle out. As they always do.
Can I
Stace-
take that as you being indifferent about a certain choice?
I think whichever decision you make, this town will struggle again. This town will suffer again. People will die who need not die. And then they will know peace and prosperity. And they will dream again. And then they will suffer again and die needlessly. It spirals until we reach a complete center when nothing happens.
he takes a snail out of you don't know where and shows it to you.
See this sacred animal, the snail. It knows things. If you only know to watch.
The two of you are mesmerized as you watch the pattern upon the snail's shell. For a brief moment, it feels like you're looking into the entire universe, slowly spiraling in on itself, repeating it again and again until eventually all things even out, arriving at a uniform center. The snail pokes out its little eye stalks and eyes you both with suspicion, and you get this distinct sense that you can hear a short "Huh," before it retreats back into the shell. The snail says God has spoken and found you altogether unimpressive, though that must not mean anything. The lesson that Druckus is trying to convey sticks with you anyway. Decision has to be made. Though futile, in the short term, people will know it, and people will either condemn you or love you for it. Up to you, obviously.
Would you consider connecting yourself with the new tree? And if so, would you consider working together with Blightwood?
I trust him as far as he can throw me. Throw very far. I will submit to your decision. If the goat will stay, then it will stay. If the goat must leave, then I shall kick it out myself.
Yo, top commentary from Petite.
My knees cold. I must get inside. Any last questions?
Would you feel capable of controlling any of the seeds?
That is my calling. I gave up my eyes so that I might see beyond the mortal life. I am ready.
Stacy nods and waves.
Sadie, anything else you'd like to add?
I want to ask, can the tree hear us?
It has heard your thoughts and feelings since the day you arrived here, and once you depart, it shall hear you no more. Right now it is sleeping, though it is still aware. It is waiting to be reborn, and then it will listen again.
Thank you.
It matters not. And just like that, he shambles back off. As Lafave comes back around, she excitedly tells you that tea is here, and the time of making the decision has maybe come already. In the meantime, while we were sitting here, Marty has been collecting word from the street, asking every townie to come and make a decision. And in the next day or so, a lands meet is about to be held. What will be the fate of this town? Despite all this, you know that the decision will be left in your hands, as that is the way of things. Rendaria joins you as well, reaffirming her efforts in keeping the town safe. Even though in the week when the Ludovica arrives, they might not be staying. Or they might be staying for longer than they'd expected. Marty is grateful for their help anyway. As for Aisling, she's looking at you, Stacy, in a way that you've never been looked at before. As opposed to just a student, she's looking at you as an equal, and not just an equal, but somebody who might even know more than her. This is a big decision, and it will leave you more than just a mere apprentice druid. It will leave you a shepherd of nature that legends are told about. The one who decided the fate of the town of Argo. Rendari tells you that that the prisoner who just called herself Justice has just been moved to an abandoned hut quite outside town. She's being watched by a small battalion of guards, watching the hut at all times. Whatever she's planning, she won't get far, especially seeing as she only has one arm to locomote herself with. Still, the unease won't leave your body. Is there anything the three of you would like to do before you head back to the roadhouse?
I think in my case, I just wanted to say one last thing to Stacy, and then go to the graveyard.
Stage is yours.
You can tell
Stacy,
me no. Good.
There's been lots and lots of things revealed to me. Whatever decision you make, I will follow it. And I know this is kind of a shitty move to put that responsibility on you, but these are your people more than they are mine. And hearing what you have given, I've died for this seat. Dying for someone else is the easy part. From what I understand, you have to live with having to have taken someone else's life for this. I don't know if I can ever help you get over that feeling, but I know you walk through a harder fire than I'll ever have. And I trust you know more than I'll ever be able to know what to do with this. I shall keep dying for you if I need to. But that's the easy part. You'll have the hard part of deciding when I'll need to die or not.
Stacy's heavily moved. She puts her hand on Susetti's shoulder, even though I think she needs to like reach a little bit up there because of the height differences. And she has a little tear in her eye.
I'm right there.
Yes. And in a silent way, she says, "Thank you, Susetti. I need to contemplate." And what Stacy likes to do is just walking with Aisling through the town and see what the townies are doing and see what their everyday life looks like.
Yes, great. So, are you following Seti to the graveyard?
Absolutely. I forgot earlier, and this is why I couldn't see Birdman, is because I was zoomed into the fucking map and I couldn't see the graveyard. Anyways, I want to tell the two of them, whatever we do and whatever we decide, we're going to have to follow up. There are other people that are trying to meddle in this town's future, and by extension in this land's future. Both the new prince and, well, whatever is left of the forces that we're fighting, they're trying their hardest to take over this town. And I think we need to make sure that whatever we set in motion also stays in motion.
Do you think that the prince having influence here would be a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, now you've asked me an or question. I can't answer that with yes or no. Obviously, it would be a bad thing. According to me, at least. I glance over to Rendari.
Rendari talking to some of her guards. hears you say that and gives you a suspicious look as she turns over to you guys before you split up one last time. She says, I think things can't get possibly any worse with the prince in power, though. You might have to break a few eggs to make this particular omelette.
Wait, didn't I
Thanks,
say
it's-
it's gonna be worse?
Mm-hmm.
You
Okay,
think
good.
so? That's your opinion. Tyr,
No.
both professionally and as a friend, I have to tell you, I don't have to share all of your opinions.
Hey, no, sorry, that was out of character. I was like, for a second I thought, oh, it would be great if the prince took over. I don't know why I thought that. Sorry.
Rendari snaps her fingers at your forehead and then goes away.
Yeah. Anyways, we there's a power struggle in more directions than we can imagine.
You two make your way to the oddly quiet graveyard. They're supposed to be quiet, but this time of night, this time of year, especially so.
Entirely located in our kitchen.
Located
Can I see
entirely
it?
within this graveyard. You do not see the northern lights. What you do see is two familiar creatures talking to each other. You can see Blightwood scraping a rake over some leaves, pushing them away from a grave, as he is once again taking part and keeping the graveyard tidy. He looks very focused on this, though not focused enough as to not poke with Kustian. You also once again notice a couple shadowy creatures either standing at attention or doing the same thing that Blightwood is doing. His new followers, the Fracture of the Black Circus. They address you wordlessly, smiling or nodding, as you come upon the highest peak of the hill, where Kustian is settled upon a cairn. He waves one arm over at you, Tyr, and then turns back to Blightwood. So, remind me, just what exactly are you playing at? You, the mayor of this town? How does that even work? You're undead. Ah, you have little faith. Why can't you be like the other servants? They believe in me. You hear a murmur from the crowd. Besides, I have a new friend, forgot? Yeah, your new friend. You want to introduce me to her at some point, or... Well, actually, and he turns to you two. The two people she's been meaning to meet most have just arrived. Ah, friend. I thought you'd never come. Are
That's
you
what
ready?
she said.
Which one is he addressing? He said friend singular.
No, he said friends.
Oh, sorry.
He looks at you at that remark, said he and says, anyway. Yes, she did say that. She said a couple more things, but I think it's better if she says them herself. But I must warn you, not everyone comes out of encountering this particular beast unscathed. I myself found myself changed to the bone.
Tia murmurs to himself, not again. Not another unscathed encounter with a sheep or...
Kirsten jumps down and rubs your shoulder. Says, I'm actually kind of excited if you can imagine it. Besides, if you double over and vomit, I'll be here to hold up your hair. He ruffles his hand through your hair real quick. See?
I give a loving glance to Castian.
Alright then. I must warn you, there really is no going back.
The graveyard now fills with a distinct murmur. The countless, and I mean countless, Circes who have gathered here now coming closer and closer until there's just a small circle standing free between you and the cairn. In front of the cairn steps Blightwood, taking off his mask. You watch now as the other Circes, who probably haven't done so in many hundred years, take off their masks and turn. Beyond the weird grimaces of rabbits and does and dinosaurs and whatever other creatures they use as masks, you see ordinary people. People who were dragged into something they had little to no control over, which required them to do horrible things that maybe they didn't agree to. These are Bloodwood's followers. Those trapped in undeath, but still meaning to make their own fate. In their faith, in their knowing that something could be done, they created a great power. Or rather, they helped her come back. Wings of night, echo in nothingness. A sound only you can hear, only in your inner mind. Like a tremendous bird, the size of a planet, landing upon your heads. And then she doesn't make any sound at all. As Umbra, goddess of darkness, lands upon the cairn in the form of a great owl. Ruffling her feathers, she looks at you, City, saying nothing. She then turns over to you, Tyr, and gives a short "ooh."
Ah!
Did I just get the stink eye?
It felt more like an acknowledgement.
I got the great scare. Be happy.
Okay, I misunderstood there for a minute.
Christian, looking confused, says, An owl? That's your great secret? Sari, you get the strange idea that only you know the tremendousness of this moment. A dead goddess reborn, taken upon this mortal form to converse with you, even though in a limited way. She's well, Our Lady of Night, he says as he lets the bird climb onto his shoulder. She still has to reacquire her vocabulary. But she is quite returned. And with her help, I think our odds are quite good.
Ah, so what does she gain from this?
Followers.
Well, that is
What
about
does that mean?
we're about to find out, aren't we? I've assembled quite the following here within the circus, and once I'm in control of all of it, that will increase her following, and so will her power. She's already quite formidable, though she is only a little bird.
So we're just replacing one great dark thing that is encroaching on this land with another great, literally the great darkness. I don't
Sadie,
understand how this is better.
Sadie, you would know that, not just from her teachings, but also from her different domains that she represents. Umbra is quite a different goddess from Ilmar. Not only is she older and more experienced, she also values compassion a great deal more. That was one of her domains. She was not just the goddess of night and darkness, but also compassion, compatriotism, commisery.
Are you
I'm
telling me
just-
this, Satyr?
I think the way that I tell it is like Ilmar is it's like a creature in pain crashing out. It just causes hurt without design and thinking. This is not a replacement. This is more of a restoration of balance. This is death with compassion.
Ah!
I
Tyr
bow to
discovers-
the owl.
Oh.
Umbra, the goddess that you've sworn yourself to in some way, lands on your hand, and it feels like an old friend taking it. It feels familiar and still strange. Not just from the fact that owls aren't native to this part of the world, especially not this kind of owl, though it is the form that she took, and this form has meaning. She rubs her head against yours in some kind of divine affection, and then nestles on your head.
And I ask the owl, did I help you here in this? With our encounter?
Scree!
With all due
You've
respect,
helped
I
her a great
hate
deal more
nature.
than you think. Though, again, her vocabulary is still assembling. She's been out of commission for quite some time. Together, we shall rebuild her domain and her influence. And maybe, just maybe, this God's forsaken land will have a god once more. One worthy of it and its people. That is what I promise to this town.
And the owl returns to Blackwood's hand.
And that is what I
So-
promise you as well. Divine
And-
favor. God against God.
And with that promise comes that you expect to be the leader of this town.
Well, it will make things easier, as I've said. All things balance out in the end. I will come to, if not control, then guide this town. And if I do it as a leader now, or as the only survivor in a few hundred years when everything has become undead, I will still guide this town. We can skip a
I
few
don't
years.
distrust you as much as my statement might make you think, but I'm thinking about just thinking about the immediate future of this place, and so many bad forces I've encountered are among us, among our leaders, and they seek out immediate power and short-term successes. All of these things that bring great empires to fall. And I know this is just a small town, but it is also at the threshold of the destruction of this whole world. And I guess I'm just concerned, you know.
I can't show you the things that Umbra has showed me. But I can give you a short rundown.
As long as it doesn't involve making me allegedly piss my pants, I'm in for it.
Not even that. It's quite simple. A great night will fall upon Owago. A night that will never seem to end. 100 years of darkness followed by 100 years of light. That's 10,000 in poetic speech, by the way. And once all that is done, balance will be achieved. But first must the night come. If you support me, I will hasten it. I will usher it in a peaceful, quiet manner. If you don't, then I will retreat back to the forest and gather my resources and guide Umbra, teach her to be a kind, gentle goddess. And then in 100 years or so, night will fall anyway.
What will happen to the people living here now?
As soon as the trade routes with the empire stop, with the kingdom stop, the time will dry out. People will move away or die off. If the kingdom stays, it will eventually grow into a great empire and then crumble. And then the remaining people either move away or die off.
I see. You don't seem to be interested in the large scale of the local politics. You're more interested in this world as a...
I believe peace can be achieved still. Just not now. Not in this world as it is now.
Yes.
At a snail's speed.
Ah!
Tyr, give me a charisma saving throw DC 5.
Oh, you...
Don't fumble.
Oh my god!
Cutting it close.
Meets
As
it,
the
beats
eye
it.
look, as the owl looks into you with its deep black eyes, you see that they're not black at all. They're like sparkling indigo diamonds. Shadi, you watch as Tyr himself seems to sparkle in a weird indigo light for a moment. And then you understand. Please add Celestial as a language to your languages, Tyr.
Fuck yeah!
Nice.
Languages. Oh, I'm sorry. I pressed the button.
It's fine. I understand. As does the potato.
Aw.
Celestial. Oh, Celestial. Yeah. Thank you.
The
Great
owl
owl.
speaks now with you in more than just hoots and hollers. She says, I'm sorry I can't give you a satisfactory answer. I can't promise you immediate change. I can't promise you relief. But I can promise that the people of this town are in my heart. I love them dearly. But I can't change things. Not right now. I need time. All I ask is that you buy me that time. That is my promise as a goddess and as a bird. Ooh.
If I reply in Celestial, will any of you be able to understand? I mean, you won't. I know we haven't made a decision yet. And I know I'm skeptical of everything. Especially power and powerful people. And potatoes. But I can see that you are different. And I could see that Blightwood was different, and he would probably pick out that I talked about him. I don't know if he speaks Celestial, but
This is not a power I've revealed to him yet. Though he once spoke it, he does not remember a word. He will in time. And then he will remember who he was before he was Blightwood. As for you, your distrust is fed by years upon years of trust betrayed. But you do trust her in the party around you, don't you not?
I've been breaking down old traumas, and I've been trusting more people. And I think now is the time to put that trust to test. I trust you. And I know that you will do good.
I trust
And
you
for
too,
some weird
this-
fucking reason, I trust Blightwood. That fucking weirdo.
This
Anyways.
is a weird world that has made him so. And you yourself are strange.
Aren't I?
You're a hoot!
Ah!
The divine owl flaps his wings and flies silently back into the night that it embodies. And the scene ends as we enter another 10-minute break. As the strange followers of Blightwood disappear into darkness, and Blightwood himself soon follows after giving you a wave, the three of you, Castian, Tyr, and Sally, you return to the Roadhouse. In the meantime, Stacey, you go arm in arm with your former master through the town, watching the people as they close up shop for the night, getting ready for another day. They've got 2 more days until whatever was supposed to happen will happen. There's a certain sense of unease, but also camaraderie, security, confidence. These townies have gone through the worst that they've ever gone in their lives, possibly in several generations, and they've mastered it with little to no difficulty. Granted, this was with the help of the guards who next week might even be gone. Nonetheless, they've gained hope that they've never had before. You don't just see some guards and artificers talking with the locals. They've completely integrated. Some have taken off their uniforms. Some Some even started talking with the local accent. You have the strange idea that change is coming one way or the other. You can only decide whether it comes fast or slow. Ashley looks a little mournful at all of this. You realize now that whatever's going to come next, it's dubious whether the Druids of the Autumn Circle are even gonna have any part in it. She told you many moons ago that once the circle is no longer needed by the locals, or when it becomes too complicated, they can move on to a different location. This only happens once every couple hundred years, but it has happened before. The current circle location is actually the third. Is there any specific place you want to go to?
No, it's really just wandering around the streets, looking how everyday life looks like, because Stacy thinks about what Lefave said, that the town feels kind of different. And Stacy tries to kind of get the feeling for the everyday life, and if people kind of need like this sudden interruption to really go on and change about their way. And I guess especially the interworking with the Black Circle, like in her memories, it was always said that the Black Circus belongs to nature, and that Wago was in sync with that. And Stacy really just wants to get the vibe if the town kind of wants to go the long hard route, which would translate to the Jackal tree seed, or if the town kind of needs this fast reboot with the Chaos seed.
Give me one final insight check.
Okay, I can do this. Oh yes, I love that for me.
Nice.
You take one last look at the dying face song, the druids packing up for the night. Possibly for good. In a couple of days they won't need to support this dying tree anymore. And then it comes to you. It doesn't matter. At this point you might as well use both seeds.
Damn, I love that solution.
Maybe that might even be the only way that you can have both benefits of a fast change and a slow change. Some things will change immediately, some will take their time. With the right hand, with the right guiding principles, this town only stands to benefit. Before, inevitably, it will be desperate again. But that, you reckon, can be delayed by a while if you make a decision.
As Stacy looks around the town and gathers the feelings and the vibes and tries to read the magic around, you can see that even though the decision weighs heavily on her shoulders, she seems now lighter. She treads more lightly now through town, and also her back is more straightened, as there is a kind of resolve within her.
You make your way back to the roadhouse. As you do, you come across two old fisherwomen arguing with each other. The one says, "Oh no, you're wrong. It was supposed to be tomorrow. When the weird eye in the sky attacked us. That was a Wednesday, not a Thursday. No way it's gonna be in 2 days. No way it's gonna be tomorrow. You have no idea." You never mind them as you make your way back to the roadhouse. The players can't see my facial expression right now, but night falls, but it's a short night. It doesn't take a while before you smell the smoke on the air. This time it doesn't just come from one particular place, it comes from everywhere. Somebody has set fire to the entire town. Panic screams, mortified screeches from children and women as the men are burned alive. You rush outside, getting your weapons ready, but it's already too late. This town is set aflame. The fort in the distance collapsed into a rubble heap. And before you know it, you make your way back to the square, where two familiar eyes stare at you, and then you, Seti, and then at all of you. Justice has come at last, and I did not want to wait another night. Roll initiative. And that's the session!
Damn
Just this
it.
game early.
Initiative. Yes, roll it. Get fucked!
Just does that still mean he goes behind me?
But it's a net 20.
Yeah, that's why I'm confused. It's not 20, it's 5 below mine, so does he still come after me or?
So, that's session 35 done. What are we all thinking?
My god.
If only we were
Big
could
brain
have
time.
prevented this.
Come again, Seti?
Yes, if only we could have prevented this.
That was always gonna be, let's see. It was just gonna be, okay, how many ads do they have? Great, I hope that doesn't detract too much from your immersion, but, yeah, there we are. A canon event happening right now, and by right now I mean, probably in January. Yeah,
Oh wow.
that was
okay.
Absolutely in January. I will
Yeah.
not be available until like January 15th. Like,
obviously.
I will
but,
be out of the country the entirety of January.
that's
okay.
not hard. Your country is the size of a peanut.
All right. Besides, then probably until February, which gives me a little bit more prep time, but that's great. Yeah. Let's just not waste any more time and go straight down the line, starting with Antir. Antir, tell me, what was your fortune for today?
I had the Queen of Stays inverted. So egocentrism, drawing back into yourself, negative attitude. You are challenged by those that are focused on themselves instead of moving forward. And I think I've taken the moving forward things maybe a bit as a hyper focus.
You did. Take an inspiration for that, and also another inspiration for handing your seat over to Stacy, which I thought was a really cool character moment.
I have to technically remove it from my inventory, but I'll keep it there just for reference.
Great. Stacy.
I had the Queen of Swords, which is like independence, communication, seeking truth, and discipline, which translated to remind people of their duty. I think I kind of met that by saying we need to gather the town to make a decision.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Take your inspiration.
Yes.
finally, Tyr.
So I had the 5 of. Wait, okay, it's supposed to say cups. I definitely wrote down cucks, so sorry about that. It's about loss, grief, defeat, and pain, and many other words. But I was supposed to help someone to part with something precious to them. And for once, I don't think I've done that today. I feel like I've talked to a lot of people about loss and grief and like recuperation of their feelings after experiencing such an event. But this time, I decidedly did not do that.
And for that reason,
Although I did,
Yes.
I did bond with a predatory flying animal, which was pretty cool.
You did bond with a divine bird, and it taught you how to speak Celestial, which might
Which
not be
topical. You could have made it a duck because you know.
No, we already.
I wanna
established
explain that
owls
joke
last
real
session.
quick.
I had to take the owl.
Sorry. Please continue.
How do you guys like me sneaking in that the boss fight was coming anyway, right at the last minute with the two fisherwomen?
Kind of cool, but also no. The town. I tried to give them a nice solution.
No.
No. You'll have no referenda. You have to decide for them now. It's all on you.
Yeah, probably. But also, like, with all the ashes there, the ground will be so fertile, both trees can survive and
Absolutely.
thrive.
Great. Any last points you guys like to get out before we close out the channel for the year?
My God,
No.
the conversational part, like the role playing part, I mean, I guess everyone here has been very strong with it, but it's become so much more of a focus point of the campaign that excites me so much. I've been thinking about becoming a DM myself, and I feel like this whole role playing thing, especially where you take turns, where you make sure that everybody has time to develop their characters in a way, I find that so good. And this session, especially for me at least, I feel like I've really been able to connect with my character a lot more than I have before, and I think you're doing that very well, and I enjoy that a lot.
Thank you.
I also love the role playing.
Oh yes.
I love
Also,
that.
the potato noises in the background crack me up every single time. I'm happy I was muted the whole time. Otherwise, I would have been a wreck.
Oh yeah. It's amazing. Just getting little squawks and squeaks.
Yeah.
I love also the very, very human part of just Stacy and Seti sitting there. It's like, okay, who's gonna talk first? You have to talk, right? I mean,
Uh,
say something.
I like to think that as far as the tone of this campaign is concerned, I like to keep it nice and varied. Of course, we had a lot of levity today. We also had a little bit of darkness, a little bit of profoundness, and I'm always worried that if I have one right after the other, it kind of takes away from each other. So I try to space them out, give them their own time to resonate, give you all guys the time to interact with it as well. And I think today was a pretty good example of that, especially since we went from this bird thinks I'm pretty cool to
The psychotic one-armed woman has burned down the entire town.
so yeah.
Yep.
We'll be continuing this fight next session, whether it'll be in January, February, or March, and eventually we're gonna close out this campaign and we're gonna go on hiatus, and then we're back to, and then we're going to Barovia, guys. We're gonna beat up Strad Dad.
Yes.
Until then,
Stratty daddy.
Whatever name you've actually given him.
I would never rename Strad. Anyway, have a great rest of your night, everyone, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.
Good night.
Night.
Fuck off.